You're watching Heart to Heart with your host, Tova the Norse Witch. And this week we're going to be talking to Starlight, the Wild Witch. So welcome to you, Star. Thank you for joining us. Who is an amazing YouTuber, and she really does know her stuff, guys. So would you like to tell everyone who you are, which I've just done, but who you are and what your channel is at the moment, because it's changing, isn't it? So,
It is.
yeah.
Hi, I'm Starlight the Wild Witch over on YouTube and on Instagram as well. Um, my channel focuses around it's a lot of things. It's a little bit about a lot. I kind of view my channel as like a virtual video diary. That way I can reflect back on my practice, where it's been, where it is, where it's going. And I do all kinds of things over there, like kitchen witchery, garden witchery. Um, I dabble in just about everything. so, I don't know. I feel like my channel is just like a reflection of my practice and of my life as well.
That's really good. So it's like basically where you're at that precise time, it's almost like you're going to be putting it in history. So like that time I was doing such and such, and
hmm
now this time I'm doing something else. But it's growing all the time that way. And
Yeah.
it's changing all the time.
Yeah, it's nice to have something to reflect back on, you
Yeah.
know.
So at this time of the year, I know that you have trouble because of the winter and everything. How have you coped with it this year?
Um, Honestly, it's been a lot better. So I have seasonal affective disorder,
Yeah.
and the lack of light makes me depressed. um, but I've been working with Scotty, the Norse giantess goddess of winter, and she has been helping me through it to embrace my inner strength, to
Right.
to embrace winter rather than fight against it, find ways to love it. And because she loves winter,
Yeah.
and there's a lot to learn about yourself through her. And
Yeah.
she's been very, very helpful.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. So, what ways are you actually doing things to help yourself, like in nature and that? You're going
Um,
out in it more in the
I
winter.
am. I've been walking barefoot in the snow.
Barefoot.
That's one thing. Barefoot, yes. It helps your immune system.
Yes.
It helps you acclimate to the colder weather. And I notice my husband's out there shivering, and I'm out there like, what's the
Is he
matter with
doing the
you? I'm
same?
fine.
Is
You
he doing
know?
the same? Is he wearing barefoot as well?
Oh no.
No, I
Just
didn't
me.
think it would somehow. Ah, my
Yeah.
candle. I do love my candle. I like a candle in my hands.
Oh no, it's
You're
a nice
brave.
way.
I tell you, you are brave going out barefoot because that you
Yeah.
can get frostbitten.
Yeah, I mean, I do it for I start out with 30 seconds. Every year, I'll start out really slow, just and you can start with your socks on too. Um,
Right.
but slowly I expose myself more to it. And I feel like that's such a raw way to embrace nature. And
Amazing.
something that Freya Norling does, she
Yes.
writes Issa on her foot
Yeah.
with what is it? Elder?
Yeah, she
Um,
uses a lot of the
yeah.
berries to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, that's a great idea.
Well, it
I
is
wanna do
because
that."
of being ice and being stuck in one spot and accepting what's going on around you at that time. And I love Easter because a lot of people think it's a cold rune. I don't
Mhm.
think it's a cold rune at all. I think it just makes you stand still and take stock of what's
Yeah.
going on and coming to terms with it. And yeah, it's really cool. So,
Mhm.
anything else you do?
Um, I like to do, a gratitude ritual for the winter,
Right. Yeah.
just to, s make a list of the things I'm grateful for, I'm grateful that the winter allows me to slow down, gives me time with
Yeah,
my family, lets me enjoy like the warmth of my home. Like I like to focus on the positive aspects.
yeah.
That way I'm not stuck and, you know, feeling down, because there's so much about winter to just like be grateful for. And
Oh, definitely.
I feel
I
like a lot of
mean,
people can take it for granted too, you
yeah,
know.
I think people
Yeah.
forget that you can spend that time getting more in touch with yourself,
Yeah.
because you can go inwards, which means you can study on things that you want to learn, and you can start doing things that you haven't done in the same,
Right.
which is good.
Yeah, for sure. And
Like
like, you know,
drumming.
yeah. We're outside a lot less, you know, and it gives you time to focus on other things,
Yeah,
you
sure.
know. Yeah.
So you go out daily for walks, or
I try. I
yeah,
try.
yeah.
It doesn't happen all the time, but
No, do you
I
get a
try.
lot of snow where you are?
Oh, a decent amount. There's some out there right now. Like
Mm,
the El Nino pattern is like weird, like we're not getting as much as we normally would.
yeah.
Um I love like a good like few feet of snow. Like the past few years it's only been like a few inches. I'm like,
All
where's
right.
all the snow? I want more.
Yeah. We don't get much here, so everyone goes mad if it starts snowing and go, "Oh, we're getting some snow."
Start to panic.
It's enough to make one snowball, you know. But,
Mhm.
yeah, so it's mainly horribly wet here. So it gets cold wetness, and I don't know whether it's like you just imagine it, but when it's warm rain, it doesn't seem as wet. But if it's
Mhm.
cold rain, it's not nice.
Yeah,
Plus, we've
but
had two really bad wind storms in the last couple of days.
oh, same here.
Really high winds. It's terrible.
Well, you
So
can work a
yeah,
lot of magic in that wind, you
there
know?
is. Yes, you
Mhm.
could harness all that.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Definitely. But it just so strange how things have changed weather-wise in this
Yeah.
country. You know, we used to get snow, and we used to get like everything was more towards each part of the year. You knew where you was by the weather, and now it's just totally not like that at all.
Mhm.
I'd say we don't really get four seasons now. We probably get maybe three. It's all
Wow.
merged. It's very weird. So you don't really know where you're at.
Right, right.
I mean, is it the same where you are? Do you get four seasons there? Because I know some places get two seasons, don't they?
Yeah, like down south and out west, they most likely get like 2, but we get all 4. We get all
Wow.
4. They might vary when they happen
Yeah.
year to year, but we definitely get 4. And I love that. Like I love the seasons.
Yeah.
There's
That's cool.
magic in every one of them.
Oh. So, what are your plans for the coming couple of months? Have you got any?
Hopefully get back onto YouTube.
Oh,
You know, I've had an unexpected break, but I'm
yeah.
hoping to get back into that.
But at the
Um,
end of the day, you do it right because you do it when you want to do it.
yeah,
You're not doing it because oh, I must do it. You're doing it when you feel you can. And this is
yeah,
why I wanted to talk about disabilities. People that do not have the disabilities wouldn't really relate to how we have to do things,
right.
and it's very difficult sometimes. What might be tiredness to one person can be absolute exhaustion to people like ourselves, and
Right.
topple that on top of life in general, and it's very difficult to keep going in your
Mhm.
practice, never mind about YouTube. So how do you manage to keep your practice going?
Um, I practice when I feel inspired or,
Right.
you know, the need or the want to.
Mm,
I don't just do a spell to do a spell. There's always a reason for it. Like I find myself like I guess I analyzed this year. Like I don't do many workings. I just do them when I feel called to. as opposed to just doing it to do it. Yeah.
It's a good saying, you know, that witchcraft isn't about spells.
Mm-hmm.
A witch can be a witch and not do any spells. They're
Absolutely.
doing stuff
Yep.
within in a different way.
Right. Right.
A lot of people think, oh, if you're a witch, then you must do spells every day. No.
No, if you think about it, if you're doing spells every
You're
day,
doing
you're
stuff
pulling your
within.
energy in so many
Yes.
different directions.
Yeah.
And like if you want to do a big working, if you're doing spells every day, you're not going to have as much energy to focus
No.
on that big working when you're doing all these little ones, you know, like
Oh,
to
yeah.
each his own, however you want to practice, like by all means, I know how my energy works, you
Definitely.
know? Yeah.
I don't think anyone could do them daily anyway. It takes
No.
too much energy. And
Yeah.
some things need a lot more time to get an outcome anyway. And
Absolutely.
I think the more you practice, the more you realise that you don't need to be doing that so much, that you
Mhm.
can do other things from the power within without
Mhm.
having to do set spell work.
Yeah, I
And,
agree.
and also you don't have to be at your altar all the time. That's something else
Right.
you learn over time as well. You know, you're taught, oh, the witch and her working space, her altar, which is
Yeah.
lovely, but you
Right.
could be out in the fields or out in the street and something happens and you just automatically go into, you know, witch mode and whoomp.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sort of relaxes you and allows you to be who you really are, I think.
I agree. Like
Mm.
due to like hard times in my life, I have not been in my witchy room. Like
This is
I haven't been in there, but I've been like doing stuff at my mantle. And
yeah,
like that's the heart of the home, and that's
exactly.
just where I feel the need to do things right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
You know, I think that probably means more being at the hearth
Yeah.
than even being at an altar,
Yeah.
because, as you just said, the hearth is the heart of the home, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's really good. And that means you're so much more in touch with yourself to
Yeah.
feel free to do it. That's why I like Freya Norling, because she goes out and she just does things when she feels it's right. And
Right.
same with Yona Yinton. I mean, we all
Love
know
her. I love her.
she's brilliant, and it's because that energy comes out wherever she is, whatever she's doing, and she does art, doesn't she? And that's something
Mhm.
else I want to talk to you about, artwork. How are you getting on with artwork?
I don't do much artwork. No, a lot of the artwork I do is digital, like for
Okay,
my grimoire, um, or my book of shadows, whatever you want to call it. I feel like they're
yeah.
interchangeable, but
It's so
like
interesting to see different people's versions
yeah.
of grimoires and books of shadows, because mine was so like it was had to be perfect writing with an ink pen
Mhm.
by candlelight, and it had to be perfect. And then you get people where they're just scrawling in it or just doing all this. Oh, put some fingerprints here and do that there, and I'm thinking, mine doesn't
Look,
like that.
I'm a blind girl. Okay, I do not do handwriting very
No,
well. Like
no. Exactly. I mean, obviously, mine was done when I was a lot younger, and
mhm.
even then, I was like candlelight. But,
No. You
no,
can't
it
see
was.
I can't see well in candlelight, like, only candlelight, like, no.
Now I just write and hope for it.
So, like,
Like,
I have to make it in big print, so, like, if I print it off, I know I can see it because I can't rely on my own handwriting.
yeah.
So,
Oh no,
like, with this, I'd be able to see,
mm,
and,
that's really
like,
good.
what's the point of, like, writing if you can't see it? So, like,
Yeah,
make it
exactly.
accessible so you can see it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
use my phone, and then I can enlarge it. So I
Yeah.
talk in that and then enlarge it, or I speak into it, and But
Yeah, whatever works.
it's
It
just the
doesn't
thing.
have to be one way, and if someone tells you it has to be one way, well, there's something
Mm,
wrong there.
exactly. So
Right.
when it comes to your sight and your vision.
Mhm.
Have you felt any of that has held you back?
Um, that's a really good question. You ask very good questions.
Yeah,
Um, I feel like in some ways, yes.
yeah,
Like it holds me back. Like if I want to go out into nature by myself, I'm blind. I can't drive. I rely on someone to take me to
yeah,
drive, take me somewhere. So like there are limitations,
right,
but like I don't view disabilities as like a disability.
yeah,
If you think of like the definition of disability is like not being able, so it's like I try to focus on what I am able to do
yeah, that's a good
as
way.
opposed to what I'm not, and like
Mm,
I can do something. It might be in a different way than other people, but that's okay. Like whatever method works, it works.
right.
It might be different. It might be like the roundabout way of doing it, but it gets done.
I think it's
So,
good to think in that way, because if you a lot of people maybe think, oh, I can't do that, and then they get frustrated. Whereas
yeah,
if you just try to do things,
right.
it's like people say to me, oh, I'll make that drink. Oh, no, I can do it. And then, I have to it's like, but I have to hold the cup, and then I put the water and I just
Yeah.
put my finger on the top and just hope I don't burn myself, really. But
Oh my goodness.
I'm dangerous.
I've set my hair on fire before. Oh yeah, that's happened.
How did you do that?
um, Not having spatial awareness, like
Yeah,
I can't see below me, so I
yeah.
go to lean forward to do something. Oh,
Oh,
what smells like burning hair? Oh, yeah, it's singed. Like
yeah, I know
it's
that feeling.
happened.
The times I've done that over a candle or trying to light a candle, it's ridiculous. I'm like, I have to
Mhm.
get my finger on the wick and then
Mhm.
try and but because I haven't got like 2D, I haven't got 3D, I've only got 2D. So
Okay.
the depth, so I don't know quite where the wick is. So I've got the thing and I'm
I
going
have
all around
I
the
have that
place.
perception too. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and then hopefully it lights. But that can be a bit frustrating, I think, when you're in the middle of doing something and you just can't get something to light. You think,
Yeah.
but they're silly little things. I do find that when I do my clay work, I enjoy that because it's almost like I don't have to see what I'm
Yeah.
doing. I can feel it,
Yeah.
and you're sort of putting more of yourself into it that way.
Mhm.
If you can see it, it's
Right.
different, isn't it? But if you can't,
Yeah.
you're putting something else into it. And I'm going to start doing some more of that. I think I'm going to that's one of my plans, is opening an Etsy shop or doing something
Oh,
like that. Yeah.
that's
I did
exciting.
try a while back on eBay, but it didn't come to anything.
Mhm.
But then you don't find people buy those sort of things on YouTube as much, not YouTube, what's it? eBay as much,
Yeah.
or Amazon, or people look for candles and crystals and things like that, but they don't always look for things that are specific to, say, the Norse side of stuff. Whereas on Etsy,
Right.
you get a lot more sort of, magical stuff on there. So
Right.
thinking about it, I'm also thinking I might do Patreon this year.
Go
So
for it. Do
are you
it.
are you gonna do it? No.
No. Yeah, like I don't know about that. Like it's not in the cards for me right now.
No, that's
Yeah.
cool. I mean, you're doing what you want to do, and that's the good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't want a lot of pressure of having to
No,
like feel like I need to provide something when like I don't have the energy to do it,
no.
you know.
So
Um
if you were gonna say to somebody who has got similar issues
mhm.
and they wanted to start a YouTube channel, what would you say to give them some tips, if you've got any, of course?
Well, I would say first of all, just do it. If it's something that you want to do and you're worried about how it's going to go, well, you don't know unless you try. So
Right.
definitely try it out. Um And I would also like suggest definitely having a plan beforehand, like excuse me, like past COVID situation.
Oh, that's
Um,
right.
like figure out like what programs you want to use, like figure
Yeah,
out your editing software, your audio software, like and how you want to do your channel, and like don't let your disability stop you. Like don't let that get in the way. People will like you as you are,
yeah,
like the right people will find you. So,
definitely. I
yeah.
like that you always say that when anybody gets like, "Oh, I don't think I can carry it," you say, "The right people will come to you," and that
Yeah.
is a really good thing to stand by because you're doing it for the right reasons that way, aren't
Right.
you? Rather than
Right.
numbers and figures. Because I don't know about you, but when on YouTube, it's all about the um, what's it called
The
the graph.
algorithm.
Yeah, the algorithm, and
Yeah.
if you don't do this, this will happen, and if you do that, that won't happen. And people can get caught up in too many figures and numbers,
Yeah.
and can actually make it more detrimental towards your health.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't worry about the numbers. Like
No,
what I care about is people who comment, or
yeah,
like even the people who lurk, you know what I mean? Like it's the people that support you
yeah,
that matters. It's not the numbers. And you can tell who supports you.
yeah,
Um cuz they'll be your regulars, they'll
yes.
yeah.
That's really, really nice. And I mean, I remember seeing the first video I saw that you made was the Scardy one,
Oh,
and
that
I
was
was
so
like,
bad. I
and
need to redo
no,
that
it was lovely.
video.
It really spoke to me.
I was so shy
Amazing.
back
No,
then.
but it was
Like,
a brilliant video.
oh
And I
my
thought,
goodness.
wow. And immediately subscribed because I thought, I like that. I really like that.
I was so
And
shy.
yeah, so, and that one's got a lot of views on it, hasn't it?
It has. I want to redo it to provide better information. Um,
Could do a sort of next step one and add
yeah,
different bits to it so that
yeah,
you're not doing the same because you know a
right.
lot more now. And
I want to delete it so bad. I was so shy. I had this little chipmunk voice because I was shy. Like, oh my goodness.
but
Like, I
that's what
hate
you
that video.
That's what you see and what you hear, but it isn't. It's like mine. I got rid of so many of my old videos because of and I look back
Oh,
and I'm so embarrassed. But
oh,
people do know that your oldest ones are not going to be like your ones now.
right. Yeah, I wanna
Yeah.
make it a lot better. I want to improve it. Um, I've been messing around with like AI generated
They're
images.
really good. That AI is brilliant.
Oh, it's made like I type in like give me a picture of Scotty wearing like
The
a
tissue.
wolf pelt, and
Yeah,
it came up. It looked beautiful. I'll have to send you that image. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, there's a video where you was walking in the snow. I thought that was really nice.
Oh,
Over
thank
Yule,
you.
wasn't it? And you and your hubby walking along. I thought, oh, that's so lovely.
That
And
yeah, that was for the
oh,
12 days of Yule.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, that was a lovely one.
Oh,
I
thank
think when
you.
you do them, you put your feeling into it, and that comes across. Um,
Yeah,
so you run a Discord, don't you?
I do.
Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. So I run a Discord server. It's called the Open Circle, and it's named after my live show where I interview folks. I interviewed you, Tuva, a while ago, like last year, on the show. And it's basically kind of like an extension of the show, but like it's not at the same time. It's
Yeah,
a really warm and cozy space over on the internet for like minded folks to join. Whatever your spiritual practice is, you're more than welcome to come on over and join. It is a 21 plus server now.
yeah,
I like to age restrict
it's a
just
good
because I
idea.
feel it ensures the safety of our members. And um, yeah.
No,
So if you
it's
want to join,
yeah. We'll have to put the
I
link
can give you
below.
the invite link.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then anybody that would be interested, as long as you're over 21, you're
Mhm.
very welcome to come along. And we'll only give you 50 questions to answer before you get there. All right. But yeah, it's going very well, isn't it, now?
It
It's a
is.
lot
I
of people
haven't been in there in like about a month or so,
on.
just because of
Well,
life things. Yeah.
well, the thing is, even though you set it up, you don't necessarily have to be in there. It's nice to talk to people,
Yeah.
but they're all chatting amongst themselves now. It's getting quite nice that people are like really talking to each other, and yeah, I think it's really good. And
Yeah.
having the different things on there, there's so much scope. So
I try. I try to give a little bit of something for everyone in there without
you
making
do
it
really good.
overwhelming.
It's really good. And I mean, I love your chat shows. And this
Aw.
is by means nothing like what you set yours up, and it's in your way. This, what I'm doing. So I want to get as many people on as possible. And even if
Yeah.
I start, I even had a dream that I got in touch with Freya Norling, and she was going to come on. And
Ooh.
I'm thinking, I don't believe it. Freya Norling's coming on my show. Really? I
I
really
love
don't
those
think so.
dreams.
I'd
Those are
sit
so
here going, I
nice.
don't know what to say. I don't know what to ask her.
Oh, I'd love for you to have her on as a
I'd love you
guest.
to have
That'd
some
be
like Fiona
great.
Yitten. Can you imagine having somebody like that on your
I would
show?
have a heart attack. I love her so much.
But I was just
Oh,
thinking, there are so many out there that I'm going to take the bull by the horns, and I will email them. I will get their
yeah,
emails and I will just email them. And if they say no, they say no.
right. At least you asked and then you
Yeah.
took that step. That's
And
important.
the more people we get on, the more views of like different ways of practicing and the different types of things that people do as well, because it's not always about just witchcraft. It could
Yeah.
be what are you looking at?
My dog.
Oh,
I was
bless.
hearing like this squeaking, making sure she was okay. That's just a toy. Sorry.
Oh, bless her. Oh. Yeah, so the different types of practice, anything from druidy to even Satanism. There are
Mm-hmm.
so many different things under the umbrella term of paganism or
Yeah.
heathenism, or there's so much, and different people have got so much to give. I just think it's nice to have these sort of chat shows where you can chat with other people and grow a community with so many
Yeah.
more. I think that's really good. This is the Discord, and you starting it off really with yours has opened
Aw.
it up for a lot of people to get together, which
Yeah.
is brilliant because those people weren't all together before that. So
Yeah.
you
That's the
did that.
goal.
You
That's
did
the
that.
goal.
You opened the way.
I'm so happy. Like bringing people together is something that like I'm very passionate about. Like
Mm,
I never like had witchy friends, and
no.
like when I made some, I'm like, you know what? And it was through a Discord server. It was through
Yeah,
Noah Tempestari's Discord server, and I was like, you know what? He did this for me. I could do this for other people,
yeah.
and I'm so happy to like be
It's really
bringing these
good.
people together. It's beautiful. Like so many
Yeah,
people have different practices or just like building a little community, and I'm so happy.
yeah. It's lovely. Um,
Mhm.
I never thought I would get being part of a group, because being in the sort of practice I'm in, it's just really a lonely sort of person.
Yeah.
It's not something that many people are interested in, or you know so to be able to talk about my stuff with people that aren't even involved in that, and yet they're interested, and I can
Right.
what they're doing and I'm interested, and it's so different to what you
Mhm.
expect from something. you know
Right.
over here we have a thing called Witch Fest, and like if I went, they'd all like look at me and say, oh, look, she's one of them ones. mm. Because they're all into the traditional or druidy or something like that. and it doesn't
Right.
relate to them. So I
Right.
tend to keep away from stuff like that. And it's very sort of segregated here, I would say. So, like, you've got your ones that do the fairies, and you get ones
Mhm.
that do dragons, and then you got ones that are doing like Celtic, but they don't seem to mix together. It's really strange.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't get that because like I'm eclectic. Like
yeah,
I dabble in it all. So
mm,
like why segregate like that when like
I know,
you can learn from each other and you can share information and
yeah.
yeah. Wow, that's weird.
It is. It is. When I look at it, I
Mm.
think, why are people like that? It doesn't make sense. So, like, for example, Glastonbury, they have like Beltane for the pagans, the
Mhm.
witches, and all that, where they will go with the story of the god and the goddess, and the yearly thing, and they'll go through the streets like a big parade, and then they go to a field and they do the maypole and do all the stuff there, ritual. And then you get a few days later, you get the goddess worshippers, and they will have a
Mm.
parade through the street and all that. And again, later on, you have the fairy ball, and they do the same. And it's really weird. I find it really strange that they don't, they could have one massive one with everyone involved.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
if
Yeah.
I lived there, I would go to them all. Like
Yeah.
we don't have anything like that around here.
Don't have
Like
anything like that, no.
Um, I know, like, more in California they would, and I know
Mm.
there's something up in Minnesota. Is it Minnesota? I don't know. Um, it's far. Like
It's a long
here,
way from here.
we don't get that here.
Why don't you set something up?
Oh, maybe I don't know.
Once, you know, because you've got a platform, it would,
Yeah.
you could, I mean, obviously, I don't know how you would go about it, but start
Mhm.
off small, like pagan crafting. She does something similar, doesn't she?
Yeah, she
It's
does.
taken
I
her a
love
while to get
that.
that up and running, but she's doing it now, and people are coming
Yeah.
to it. And yes, bit like covens over here. People don't think about setting one up themselves. They try
Mhm.
and find one and they can't because there aren't
Right.
enough.
Right. Yeah,
So,
there's not many around here either. Like we have a
mhm,
meetup group, but like
mhm,
no covens, because like I'd love to join one like that's a local. I'm in an online one with some
yeah,
friends, but
yeah.
um like
It's not the
local would
same
be
as
nice.
being involved in one physically, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not. Like I have one witchy friend, we get together and we do stuff, and that's totally different than doing it online. Like it's a whole different experience.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, something that it does take a lot of work and a lot of energy to run a coven.
Mhm.
And then you get the naughty people that join, and it's you get arguments between people, and
Yeah.
say as they come in the door, you used to have to say, you leave it outside the door and pick it up on the way out.
Oh, yeah, I don't do drama.
No, exactly.
No.
And it's nothing worse than having a coven of, say, 14 or 15 people,
Mhm.
and two of them have had an argument. And you can feel the vibes, and that's interfering with the magic. It's interfering with everything that you're doing.
Mhm. I
So
can
yeah,
imagine. Like, you're
can
trying
have
to
its
raise
problems.
energy and you have someone being negative, that
Yeah,
it's not gonna help. Lily, stop
no,
it.
and yeah, so they do bring their problems, but they're also very nice
Stop it.
when you get a good group of people together.
Mhm.
That one mindset is really cool. But
Yeah.
so how are you getting on with your drum?
Um, so I noticed that the weather has an impact on
Yeah,
how I tried this the other night. I'm like, "Okay, I needed to drum out some energy here because, oh, I was feeling it." And so grab my drum, start drumming, and it's like it's not like reverberating. It's making a really like thump, like
yeah, that's
there's no
the
vibration.
skin. It's the skin. It will tighten and it will loosen different temperatures. And
Oh, that's tight.
that the first time that happened to mine, I was like, "Oh, it's broken." Do
I
it with
thought I just had stuck
oil.
energy, but no.
You rub oil in it.
Oh.
Doing it with oil, it then lubricates the skin, and then it tightens, and it gives it a bit more oomph, and then you'll get it back. But yeah,
Oh.
that's why some people have it where you can tighten it and loosen it. But my one's just done like one way, and that's it. So I don't know about
Oh, that's
yours.
how yeah, mine is too. I'm not
Yeah,
thrilled with where I got my drum.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
But if you do it with oil, like get coconut oil or something like that, or
Okay.
even beeswax, anything that's going to put
Oh.
moisture in, that's going to help. Imagine if the skin was alive. It's
Uh-huh.
nourishing it, yeah,
Yeah.
and it really does sort it out. Yeah,
Wow. I'll try that.
but you're right. Also, you can lose sound in the drum if the energies aren't right in the room, or
Yeah.
there's an issue.
Yeah, it doesn't vibrate. It's like
Yeah,
dull. It doesn't have a
yeah.
I don't know the word for that.
Reverberate, or
Yeah,
vibrate.
like it doesn't reverberate. It's like
Yeah,
oh god, there's a word for it and I can't think about it. It's flat. Flat.
yeah.
Yeah, it sounds flat.
It's like there's nothing. Yeah, it's like it's dead. It's not good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah.
also find if you've got a rattle and you rattle around it can help it as well. For some
Okay.
reason, they seem to help each other. The
Breaks
rattle
out
and the drum.
breaks up the energy. That makes
Yeah, it might
sense.
be that. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, have you tried much with your drum? Have you tried different things with it? Or
Um This year's been so hard,
I know.
that, like, I
Yeah.
haven't done much just because,
Yeah.
taking care of a dog with cancer has been hard,
It's
and
that's tough. Yeah.
it took I didn't get to practice as much as I wanted to because life.
Yeah.
Um, like, I've done a little bit, but, like, not as much as I want to,
Yeah.
and this year, I feel like I'm gonna be doing a lot more than I
Right.
have had the opportunity to do last year. I definitely wanna try drumming over myself to, like, get rid of
Definitely.
some stuck energy because I know
Yeah.
energetically I am not right at all. Um,
Have you done self
yeah.
Reiki on yourself?
No. I
No.
haven't done much. I know I need to cleanse my house because
Right.
there's all kinds of, like, grief and, like, just bad energy in
Yeah.
here right now, but, like and I guess that's something I wanna ask you about, like,
Mm.
so if I cleanse my house, like, I don't wanna get rid of my dog's spirit,
No, of
so,
course not.
like, I don't know, I
Well,
guess
I
I'm
can tell
stuck.
you about the animals. When they pass,
Yeah.
they they pop backwards, but they go to a wonderful place,
Mhm.
but they pop back. So
Yeah.
you'll see them or you'll feel them, and they'll always, if
So,
they think you need them, they will come back
if
because
I
in a way
cleansed,
they're
it wouldn't be getting rid of her.
no, no, because
Okay.
that's a separate thing. They come because they
Okay.
want to, not because they're stuck here. So
Okay. Okay.
when they pass, they might hang around for a while, and then
Yeah.
they find there's this other place, and they're happy there, but they still love you, so they still
Mhm.
pop back because their soul is just pure joy and happiness and love.
Okay.
They're not like us in our spirit. They have no, it's unconditional. Everything is unconditional, and they just don't see the negativity. So
Yeah.
doesn't matter what they've been through in their life. They go over in this wonderful light. They're pure white light. There's no discrepancy. They're just pure, and they go, but they come back, and they will. If they think you're upset or that, they will try and comfort you. They will do
Yeah.
things around the house to make you remember certain things because they want you to be happy.
Mhm.
Then they're not like humans that go and they think, oh, you know, same person gone over. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
their spirit is just so pure, and so she will be with you. But she'll also
Yeah.
pop there as well.
I
And
was
there'll
just
be
afraid of
other
cleansing,
yeah.
but
And as I say, if you do that meditation I was telling you about, go and do that, you'll get to see her, because it draws you to a point where she can meet you and you can
yeah.
meet her, because you're getting yourself in that mindset. So, and it's not upsetting at the time. It's
Yeah.
actually gives you a bit of joy, and then they're just there. And you've seen her, haven't you? And you've felt her.
Oh, yeah. My husband and I have both seen her, and, like, I got verification. It was in the same spot, and I didn't know he saw her in the same spot, and
Because as I'm speaking to you about her, she is
yeah.
near you. She's drawing near to you,
Yeah.
and I see a ball, a fairly. I want to say it's sort of colouring of red,
Mhm.
something like that, and it's like she's excited about it. It's
Yeah.
something that she likes, but there's also a blanket that she's showing me, almost like she put it around her.
Wow. Oh
Can
my
you
gosh.
can you take that?
That's crazy because, I know what you mean. Yeah, there is a
Yeah.
blanket.
She wants to give you something about a bowl of water.
Okay.
I don't know whether she didn't like drinking water or there was something to do with water, but I see a bowl with the water in.
Wow. She
They
loved
like to try
water.
and show you the things that they did in life.
Mhm.
Also, she's saying something about she got grumpy with the other one.
This one, yeah, yeah. She did.
Definitely grumpy. She
Yeah,
wasn't good in the morning, she says.
yeah. Oh, thank you. Wow.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, so like when I feel that energy, they show me pictures and I see her sort of walking around the room, like, but you're always in the picture with her. It's just
Yeah,
almost like there was a really strong bond.
yeah.
But she does, there's no mention of what she went through. She's not showing that she was upset in any way.
She didn't even know. She didn't even know she had it at all.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
also wants you to know that the other one, what was the name of your other one?
Lilith. We call her
Lily.
Lily.
Lily. That
Yeah.
she's going to be okay.
Oh, yeah.
He actually sees her.
Oh,
She goes to her, so she knows she's still around. And she keeps showing me this blanket. I don't know why.
wow. Well, I've had it in bed with me, and we
Okay.
keep saying that we're gonna give it to her, like her little,
Okay.
and we haven't done that.
Maybe that's what
Ah,
she wants then.
yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
think so.
Sort of comfort thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, she's adamant about this blanket. She just keeps
Wow.
showing it to me. And it's almost like it's not folded or anything. It's like it's sort of on her arm, like on your arms, like all puffed up,
Yep.
like
Yep.
yeah. So I think she just wants everyone to be okay because
Yeah.
she's okay.
It's
Yeah,
a process. It's a
of
process. Like,
course
I'm
it
trying
is.
to get to okay. I'm really
I mean, we lost
trying.
Bob. We lost Bobby last February, and we've been like yourself. We've been looking after him because he had
Yeah.
the paralysed spine, and he couldn't walk, and it was awful. He was in the end he couldn't do anything, and
Mhm.
we had to have him put down, and it wasn't
Yeah.
something we wanted to do. And I know I felt terrible about doing that, but he comes back. I see him,
Yeah.
and now we've got Pharaoh, and Pharaoh often
Aw.
looks around the room and say, "Who's that?" And I think, Bob's come to sort you out because
I love that.
he's a really naughty dog. Is Pharaoh keeps taking my slippers, but how old is Lily?
She is a little over 1 year.
Okay, so she's
Yeah.
a baby, really. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's lonely. We're looking into getting her a little
Okay.
sister.
Yeah.
So I think a puppy would be really healing for us.
I think so. I mean,
Just
we did it
yeah.
straight away. But every time we've lost one, we not to take the place of that one, but it's
Right.
too empty. And I find by putting something in there, it helps to
Yeah.
keep you busy. And
Yeah.
it's a new perk because you don't love them exactly the same. It's like
Right.
children; each
Right.
one's loved in a different way. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, it's difficult to start with, but it's worth it. You know,
Yeah.
you get the same
It
sort of
is.
dog, another corgi.
Yeah, we want another tricolor corgi.
Lovely. They are lovely. Our
They
queen
are.
used to have them, Our
Oh,
queen, was
yeah. She had
corgi
a
mad.
bunch.
So
Uh,
getting back to disabilities
yeah.
would be a help, wouldn't it? So do you find that craft actually helps you in your disabilities?
I feel like it does.
Yeah,
Um, like in my practice, like that's where I feel like the most of myself.
yeah,
And I feel like, you know, it's helped me to embrace my disability a lot. Like in witchcraft, like when you go to the gods, you go as you are. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, and there's no judgment there. There's no like,
Mhm. They know who you are before you
yeah,
go. So
yeah, yeah. It's like I feel at home in my practice,
that's good.
more than anywhere, and
Mm,
it's helped me to learn a lot about myself. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I think that is the best part about it when I was studying right from the start, by writing my diary every day, I got to know who I was because by putting the moon phases and the weather and what times of the day I was feeling certain ways, and
Mhm.
by the time you've done that, say for a whole year, you can look at and you can see a pattern and you can see
Yeah.
certain things. And I know some witches in the what I was involved in before who
Mhm.
wrote diaries for donkey's years. They had a whole bookshelf full of them every year, a new one. And you could look back on that and see so much. And it opens you up to really get to know who you are.
Right.
And so I think that's a good practice if anyone's starting up in the craft. It's not just about a book of shadows or a grimoire. It's about a personal journey. So
Yeah.
by having your own little diary that you put personal things in and things to do with your craft, like you might dream of, say, a spell and you write that down. And you might not
Mhm.
use that for months or years, but then you look back one day and think, that's just what I want. And
Right.
even now I will look back on my diaries to check things up that I've forgotten, and it's there. It's
Yeah.
it's really good. I think it's a really good practice to have. Um, yeah, at the time when you're learning, it's not what you want to do. Oh, good,
Right.
I'll do
Right.
that diary again today. But you see the purpose of it in the long run, and it teaches you so much.
Yeah,
Uh,
about yourself, a lot of self-discovery there.
and of course, then you have to go through the dark night of the soul and the shadow work,
Oh,
but
that's never fun. That's never fun.
no,
No.
but you come out of it the other side in a totally different way.
Yeah.
And where else would you learn that? You know, there are so many faiths out there, but I don't think they delve into the dark night of the soul like we do.
Right. Right.
I think it's more sort of what's written down for them, and that's how it is. And whereas we
Mhm.
are on a self-discovery of ourselves, and
Yeah.
sometimes we don't like what we see.
No. No, for sure.
But I think it's
It helps you in the end. It helps you grow. It helps you
yeah,
discover yourself as a person, and, you
yeah,
know, I feel like shadow work's not for everybody. Like,
no,
I feel like it has a place, um, and, like, that's okay.
mm,
It really is, like, there has to be some kinda balance, I don't know how to word that, but, um, yeah.
mm. What's your views on reincarnation and things like that?
I don't know. Um,
You don't
I don't I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out.
right?
I'm starting to believe in before I really didn't feel like reincarnation was a thing, and now I'm starting to, like, believe it was a thing,
Yeah,
because I tried to get in touch with my grandfather with my spirit board, on
okay,
Samhain, and I got nothing. It was totally inactive, and I
right.
brought it up to a friend, and she's like, "Well, maybe he reincarnated, and that's why you can't get in touch with him," and, like, that's starting to kinda make sense. Um, I don't know where I stand with that. I've been trying to figure that out for years.
Right.
Because, like, there are spirits who, like, have been around, like, who are ancient, and, like, you think if reincarnation was a thing, they would have reincarnated by now, like,
I think
I'm
what
so
you're saying,
wishy-washy.
they're still in spirit. So
Mm,
what they are saying is that you could go through hundreds of lives, but if you
mhm,
haven't learnt the lessons you've come here to learn, you will not be over wherever it is we actually end up.
right,
You will not be there full time until you've actually learnt the lessons you've come here to
right,
learn. So
right,
that would be probably why some people are over there all the time and others have to keep coming back. Just don't
mhm,
learn our lessons,
right, yeah.
which to my mind makes a bit more sense. But have you ever tried regression?
I have. I had a really interesting experience with that. I remember when I did this, it was through a guided meditation. I don't remember the YouTuber's name right now. Oh, jeez. He's an Australian guy.
Okay.
Um, so he walks you through it, and I had this regression that I was on a beach. My skin was a lot darker than, I'm very, very
Yeah.
pale, but I had a darker tone of skin. I've had like wooden beaded bracelets and like turquoise, like different like gemmed bracelets. I remember that. And I was like beating a drum, sitting in the sand in front of the beach. And then I heard people screaming behind me,
Yeah.
and I was getting arrows through the back.
Oh,
And
nice.
it startled me, and I woke up. Um, I forget the name. I wish I would've wrote things down, but I heard
Yeah.
this name whispered to me, and I
Mhm.
can't even remember it now. Should have wrote it down,
Maybe it's
but
because he was apt for you at that time, but there are others out there that maybe you will meet in a different way.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's an
yeah,
interesting experience.
it
It really
is.
is.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
did I did my courses on that, and I do regression for people, but I have to make sure that they're going to be able to cope with it before they do it because it can affect people quite strongly, and
yeah,
it's a big responsibility because if you're the one doing it for somebody and they get a bad experience, it can come back on you. So
yeah.
yeah, it's a difficult one, but yeah, I've been regressed a few times, and always I'm a witch or a priestess or always something to do with magic.
Wow.
And it's like I can't escape it. So, but it goes way, way back. Um,
Wow.
Egyptian times. I've been, funny enough, it's more the older stuff than it is the 20th century.
Mhm,
Not had much in the 20th century until now. So
mhm.
the rest of it was a long time before. And I think that's why I'm so stuck in, I like the old ways. I like everything the old way. And modern way. Sometimes I think, oh, I don't like that. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that could be a throwback. So, also, they say the things that you were either killed with or you've died of can affect you in your life.
I
Have you,
believe it.
yeah, have you got any fears of things like fire or knives or things like that?
I actually have a fear of suffocating to death.
Right.
um, that I could,
Yeah.
and water. I don't
Yeah.
like deep water either.
Right.
So.
I don't like water. I don't like
Mm.
knives. Certainly don't like knives. And if I see, you see sometimes they talk about having you. That freaks me out, and I'm thinking, oh, I wonder. I don't know. It's just there are so many different things in the craft and spiritualism and even to do with aliens. There's so much out there.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm an indigo, so that's probably why I'm all over the place because I just like to. I have to, taste everything.
Right,
Bored
right.
otherwise. And oh, I've got a
I have a
runny
fear of
nose.
aliens. I'm scared of
Um,
aliens really bad.
but that is coming back. Yeah, it comes in phases. I get things happen, and then I think about it, and then I don't think about it for a long while, and then it comes back again, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
it comes in phases. And when I had my aura photographed, and it kept coming up purple.
Oh,
And the woman took me to one side because I didn't know anything about the stuff then. I just knew I've never fitted in, and people didn't like me for some reason, and the kids at school, and yeah, exactly, just like a square thing in a round hole. Even in
mm,
my family, I never felt like I was one of them.
wow.
Really strange. So when I had this aura photo taken, I had it done 3 times. They made me have it done 3 times because they thought the machine wasn't working properly. So I had the photo done. She said, no, that can't be right. So she said, go away and have a cup of tea, come back. She said, and we'll do it again. So I came back. She said, right, I think it's okay. Took another picture. Came out the same. She goes, she said, I'll tell you what, we'll do somebody else and see if it works on them, and then we'll do you again. So she did two people.
Wow.
She did two people, and they came out all right. So she said, right, it's working now. You sit there and we'll do it. They come out the same.
Wow.
Literally, it was indigo and purple and blue, and it was all over.
Oh,
And
wow.
she said, I know what it is. And she said, I'm going to give you a reading because I think you need to know. I said, okay. I said, is there something wrong? She said, no. She said, no, far from it. She said, you are an indigo child. I said, oh, what's that? She said, well, you wanted to come here to help mankind. You lived
Mhm.
in a different planet. You was in a different incarnation, and you made a pact to come here when you was back in spirit, to come and help because people need help, to shift because everything is shifting. And I thought, really? So I checked it all out, and everything they listed, how people feel like that, was me. And I'm thinking, wow,
Wow.
strange.
I always wanted to have mine done.
You
That's so
should,
cool to hear about your
you
experience.
should, because
Wow.
you might find that it's the same. Crystal kids are just pure white, and rainbow ones have an abundance of colour.
Hmm.
Yeah, but you normally
Wow.
find the psychic abilities, the knowing, the rebelling,
Mhm.
not liking. Not, everyone I see, I can see through them. I know what they're like first time I meet them,
Yeah,
and I don't judge them, but I know the energy, and I know,
right.
and so I keep away from the ones that I don't like the energy of.
Same
Uh,
here. Yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah,
instantly know.
you do, and
Mhm.
because of, and I think a lot of witches are because we see things differently. We see the world differently. We
Yeah.
feel energies differently, and
Mhm.
we're open to things that people aren't. So I think
Right.
that's what it is. So you probably find that you are something like that.
Yeah.
I know they like to label things, but it's the fact that your aura is a different colour as to why they say those titles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to see if anyone around here does that. Like, I've been wanting to do that for years, and,
Check online. There might be a place you can
yeah,
go to have it done.
there's nothing around here. Like,
Oh,
I live in such a boring place.
oh, bless you. Is it
But
that bad?
it's there's not much, especially in terms of, like, um, metaphysical things. Like,
Yeah.
there's a crystal store at the mall, but that's it. That's all we got, you know,
That's all
like
they do in there, just crystals or
just crystals, and you'll see a little hints of witchy thrown in there, but you could tell it's not their main focus.
oh, right.
I wanna open a brick and mortar,
Oh,
like, online hybrid store. That's, like, my
oh, that'd be
goal.
brilliant, wouldn't it, eh?
So, I'm working on it because there's nothing around here.
That that you would probably it would be brilliant. It'd be like a little light in the dark, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
For
yeah.
people that practice.
I live in, like, the Bible Belt of my county,
Oh,
so
what, near
there's that
Utah? You're
too.
near Utah?
What?
No, you're not near Utah, 'cause excuse me, 'cause I
No.
don't know what America's like, so
No, so, like, I don't know, I call it the Bible Belt of the county that I live in. Like,
oh,
it's
I
not, like,
see.
the actual
Yeah,
Bible
yeah.
Belt, but, like,
Okay,
this is the most, like, religious town
right.
that I that's around here, and,
Yeah.
um, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, there's a school that's a church, like, there's a lot of churchiness around here, and I know there's people around here that practice, but, like,
okay.
there's no store for them, and I'm like, I could provide that, like, I'm
That'd be
working on it.
brilliant. That
I'm
would be
working on it.
brilliant.
That's
I'm
my
sure
plan.
I'm sure that would be
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. I have so many amazing ideas, and,
I know.
um, I just gotta save up financially, and that's hard when
It's
you're on a
hard,
fixed
isn't it?
income. Um,
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to run a business in the first place, but I'm learning. Trying to figure it out.
I think if I lived, I mean, I don't know what your weather's like really, but here it's impossible to. I was going to run a coven in the woods, and I'm thinking, we don't get decent weather here. It
Yeah,
would be forever getting wet, or you just it would be impossible. So I
yeah.
never did it. But out in some of the nice places in the USA, you get nice hot weather, like in Florida and places like that.
I'm
You could have
jealous.
a cabin in the woods there, couldn't you? You could do anything.
Yeah,
You could have camping weekends and all sorts.
not here.
Not in the UK. Definitely not. Cool, dear. You spend half the time bailing the water out of the tent. So no, no. The only ones that do camping here are the Boy Scouts. But yeah. So you're doing so much. I mean, I've seen how you've grown in the last year.
Yeah, I've been coming out of my shell. I used to be so
Definitely,
shy,
it's lovely to see,
and I
and
still have confidence issues, I'm working on it.
you're doing really good.
I'm
So
trying.
what do you want for the next year?
Um, I definitely want to heal.
Brilliant.
There's a lot to be healed
Yeah.
right now. But, like, I just I wanna get back into my practice, like,
Yeah.
really, I wanna learn more about druidry. Um,
You interested in Drudy?
yeah, I've been drawn to it ever since I was a teenager,
Oh, okay.
and, like, I'm learning about the Ogham, the Celtic
Yeah.
trees, and, um, I wanna start, like, practicing what I've been learning, like, putting my knowledge into practice with
Right.
druidry. Um, just
Yeah.
Yeah, this year is gonna be a fresh start for my practice and just in general. I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, with the Druidy over here, the main place for that is actually Glastonbury. The
Mhm.
high one is there, and then they use him in the church as well. He's
Mhm.
very powerful.
Yeah.
But you study 7 years each one. It takes
Yeah.
a long time to get the three things together. So
Right.
like you've got your bard, don't you? And then you've got your ovate, and then there's the
And
other
then
one, the
Druid. Yeah.
poetry. And
Yeah.
yeah, it takes them. But they amaze me when they go on marches. They've got ones playing the little mandolins as they're going along and singing their songs and in poetry. And but the bit I like is when they stand in a circle and they go,
I love that.
E-I-O. They're doing the vowels. What's that about? But yeah, very serious when they're doing it.
Yeah.
And then the head one was King Arthur, Arthur
Mhm.
Pendragon.
Yeah.
He lives in the woods, but he's looked after, and he wears. I don't know if you've ever seen him on YouTube. There's videos of
No.
him, and he wears the crown and the outfit that Arthur would have worn, and he
Wow.
knights people, and he's a high druid, but he says he's the reincarnation of King Arthur. And so he changed his
Wow.
name to Arthur Pendragon. He reckons he got told when he was a young man. He was rich. He was in a bikers gang and he was rich. He gave everything up, just walked out and went and lived in the woods.
Wow.
Yeah, he became who he said he was, and he does a lot for places like Stonehenge. If they try to, do things like at one time they dug up, there was like graves all around Stonehenge, and they
Mhm.
were like ancestors that had been buried there. And the museum come along and dug them up and took them away.
Mhm.
And he went mental, and he fought in the courts to get them back and put back where they
Wow.
things like that. So he sort of stands up for the pagans and pagan Britain really. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, he's a character. He's the right character. You should look at
Wow.
it on YouTube. He's really good. But he, as I say, he's a druid, but also King Arthur. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's hard to feel attached to the land you live on when you feel like no spiritual attachment to it.
yeah,
Like, I don't feel like I belong here.
right,
I've always felt that way, you know, I felt like I belong over in the UK or, like, in
yeah.
Ireland, like, not here,
It's very strange. I get the same thing about Denmark because, and I didn't know for years that my DNA
wow.
was Scandinavian,
Yeah.
and now I know now why I feel the way I do. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's really strange. So I can yeah see where you're coming from.
Yeah. Like, there's American practices that
Mm,
don't resonate. It doesn't, none of
mm,
it. Um, so the way I feel I'm starting to, like, recognize my connection to the land is knowing that, like, immigrants have come over here from there, thus bringing some of that land energy over here.
yeah,
That's, like, my little link to here.
right.
That's the only other way I can make sense of it, you know, like, when people immigrate, they also bring their spirits, you
Yeah,
know, and,
yeah,
the fae will also follow them, and,
yeah.
like, people say, like, "Oh, you know, there aren't fae here because that's over in the UK."
Oh
Well,
no,
they
there's Fae
came
everywhere.
over with the people. Yeah, yeah,
There are Fae
for sure.
there.
Yep,
Are you
there are.
still like closely interested in the Fae?
I am,
Mm,
I've been working with a fairy star a lot, um,
okay,
incorporating that into my I've been using that more than the pentacle lately.
right.
Um, I love what it represents.
Yeah,
Um, like, each point has a certain meaning. I can't remember them off the top of my head right now, but, like,
yeah,
knowledge, truth, love, like,
right.
it really resonates with me.
That's really good.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, definitely. You're open to anything that's coming your way, really, which is
yeah,
good because it
mhm,
means that you haven't, you know, I think when people are stuck in one thing, that they're stopping themselves from experiencing other
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
To me, that's stagnancy. Like, if you do the
yeah,
same thing all the time, I would feel stagnant. Like, I
yeah,
need growth. I need to explore. I need my brain's always craving more and more, like,
yeah,
knowledge and practices, and, like, I can't stay in the same thing for too long. That's why I stopped, like, with Wicca. Like, I realized that wasn't for me, and I just became eclectic, and that
yeah.
fits. 'Cause yeah.
That's brilliant. I mean,
Yeah.
you're open so much that you're allowing everything to come in. So that's really
Yeah.
good. But
Yeah.
and to be fair, I mean, Druidy, they accept all beings.
Right.
There's fairies involved. There's all sorts,
Absolutely. Yeah.
including dragons and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So, yeah. So that's really cool. You're doing really well.
I'm
And
trying.
so everybody that's watching, please go over to Starlight the Wild Witch's channel and give her some love,
Aw,
um, because she's well worth a watch. And watch the space, because she's going to be doing new stuff and things are going to progress, and you
yeah.
don't want to miss all that. So you go over there and give us some love.
Aw, thank you.
So, yeah. So I suppose we've been on a while, haven't we?
Yeah, like, I always, like, lose track of time, like, when you're talking a lot, you're having
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
So that's cool. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And
Thanks for inviting me.
yeah, I think it's great chatting to other people online as well, because it's nice to share and be shared with, and just telling your story for people can be
Yeah.
really nice as well. So you all on your own tonight?
Hubby's at work right now,
Oh,
so it's just me and
bless.
Lily here.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
let me know when you go look at another dog.
We found
You think you
one,
found? Yeah.
a very expensive
Oh.
3,500.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
What's it? Another
So
female?
it is, yeah, we don't do males here, so,
Okay.
um, yeah, like, I want a male, but he doesn't, so, like, I'll
Oh,
settle for a female.
babies.
Um, yeah,
It's
so
like we've only ever had male dogs, so
yeah.
I don't know what it's like to have a female dog.
I don't know what it actually, I do, my mom has a male dog, but
Oh, right.
yeah,
Oh, thank
we
you.
figured if the puppy's still there on the 1st, then we're gonna
Okay,
we're
then
gonna
it's
make a
meant to
phone
be.
call.
Then it's
Yeah.
meant to be. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Emmalk is on the 1st. Yeah,
Of
speaking of new
course. It's a
beginnings.
new start going
Yes.
forwards.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel good vibes about it.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yes. It's almost like a spring gift,
Yeah,
because it's new life, isn't it?
it
So,
is. It makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
That's really cool. What are you gonna name her?
I was thinking Alwyn.
Oh,
Um,
that's nice.
yeah, or Nova, like, we can't decide.
Oh,
We can't
yeah.
decide.
We've got some wicked old English names.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Elfrida.
Ooh, I like that.
There's so many. If you go back to like Egbert, King Egbert's time, a name.
Yeah,
Some of the women's names are really strange, but they're really, really nice. I think they
yeah,
should bring some of them back.
I agree.
Yeah. Because we did have some kings that were Danish, so does like King Knut. Knut. He sat on a chair in the water in the sea, tried to make it go back. He
Oh,
did.
wow.
He's commanding the sea to go back, and it wouldn't.
Oh my goodness.
Thought he was that powerful.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sorry, buddy, nature doesn't work like that.
it was a long time ago. I think mind you, people are saying now that the Earth's flat. Okay.
Oh, the dinosaurs live under the earth too.
Yeah. Oh, it's a
Oh,
strange
the
world.
flat earthers. I can't. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
There's
think it's just
something.
going a bit strange now everywhere since COVID.
Oh yeah,
Are you
for
over COVID
sure.
now?
I am still having some, like, nasal congestion. Um, so I might sound a little bit funny today, and, my arms and legs get really weak, like, if I start, like, moving around, I
Yeah.
get really exerted really quickly, and it's
You breathing
horrible.
as well.
My breathing's fine. It's
Oh,
just,
good.
like, I'm stuffy and my
Yeah.
limbs get weak and just wanna give up.
Right.
So
Oh, that's. I know when I got COVID, me and hubby had it, and we was really bad
This
with
is a
it,
reminder.
and
Think of
it
monsters.
has left us tired, and we're not the same as we was before. So this long COVID thing that they say people get afterwards,
yeah, it's horrible.
yeah, not good, not good.
No, not at all. Not at
No,
all.
never mind. It is what it is.
Yeah, life goes
You're
on.
looking a lot better though.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Ugh,
okay.
I don't know, I feel
Well,
like a mess.
bless you. Thank you for coming tonight. I really do appreciate it. It's been lovely chatting with you, and
Always.
I'm hoping to get maybe once a month a lot of us together to
I'd love
not
that.
just like questions, but to talk about issues of the day and the craft on it. So
I'd love that, like, pick a
yeah,
topic.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
a bit like a chat show where
Yeah.
we talk about, say there's something going on where we can do something magically that we could help the people do ideas and talk to those that are watching because it'll be live.
Yeah, like the Witches' Round Table or
Yeah,
something.
something like that. So
Yeah.
need to get some ideas like name wise and stuff like that and maybe
Yeah.
set it up. And I was talking to people and they're saying, well, perhaps different people could host it different months and
Yeah. I
and
like
have a
that
panel.
idea.
Yeah. So it's worth thinking about.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. All right then, darling. Well, I won't keep you all night. Or is it, what time is it where you are?
It is 4 PM.
Oh, it's evening here.
Yeah. What's it for you? 9?
What time is it now?
9?
It's it's just gone 9.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's cool. And I will speak to you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me.
Is there anything you want to not advertise, but say that you'd like to put out there while you've got a chance?
I don't know, honestly.
I mean, have you got an open circle coming up or anything?
I do. I'll be interviewing Miss Kara from Pagan
Oh,
Crafting. We're gonna
lovely.
be talking all about art magic and her
Lovely.
practice and what that looks like for her.
Oh,
That'll be
good.
on February 4th, I believe, is what we decided.
Okay.
So, on a
Oh, that's
Sunday.
good.
Yeah, I'm
So
excited.
there you go, guys. There's another one you could go watch with Cara from Pagan Crafting, and she is a brilliant artist.
I love her.
Yeah, and that'd be a nice one for you.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, will.
So come by for a chat.
Oh, I will. I will. I'll be there. I'll be there. Do you know what time you're going to be doing it?
Um,
For the ones that are in the UK.
I don't know. I don't
Oh, well,
remember if we discussed that or not.
okay.
I'll have to
Oh,
look.
I'll put it up for you anyway when it's
Yeah.
coming. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay, darling. Well, have a good rest of your day and give your little Bubba lots of cuddles.
Will do. Thank you
He'll
so
help you.
much.
He'll help you feel good.
I appreciate you having me on.
I'm going to write a list of those. I'm going to grab hold and say, you're coming on my show.
Yes. Yes.
We're going to have a heart-to-heart with Tova.
Doesn't hurt to ask, you know?
No, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Absolutely.
I just think it's nice for people. It's encouraging for them as well. It's a little bit of an uplift.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. I know how I felt when I came on yours first time.
Aw,
Oh, I'm going on a show.
I was so happy to have you on there. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
I was so like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I was tickled, like, I was so happy.
It's funny. You're really funny. But yeah, it's lovely.
I remember
Okay.
telling my husband, like, "I reached out to Tuva, she's gonna be on my show, I'm so excited."
Because I sometimes think with the accent I've got that it's a bit off-putting to people.
No, not at all. Not at
And the
all.
strange thing is, I've hardly got any British followers. They're all American.
That's interesting.
Canada and America, and a little bit from Turkey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Turkey.
Tiny little amount from the UK.
Wow.
There you go. Ostracized by my own country.
Oh my goodness.
At least you guys are there for me, so yeah, that's cool.
Always.
Okay then, sweetie. We will speak soon.
Sounds
And,
good.
you know, take it easy. And thank you
Try.
so much for being here. Take care.
Bye.